flag, I'd like to just ask everybody as we say the Pledge of Allegiance to keep our capital in your thoughts and prayers with all the unrest that's going on right there. We're a far ways away from the capital, but we're all part of obviously the same country. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And Madam Treasurer, how about that flag and the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Treasurer. And now we are officially in the organization meeting. And I would like to ask for a nomination for the office of president. Do I have a nomination?
I'll make the nomination. Ann Karstoffen as president.
So we have board member Mike Gebhardt has made a nomination for Annie Karstoffen as president. Do I have a second?
Second. I'll second. Oh, sorry.
Jim Bax has made the second. So now I'll ask for officially comments and questions. And I will start it off as the president. The past president is saying I'm honored that Annie's going to be president. I think she's going to do a wonderful job, and I'm very excited for her term to begin. Any other questions or comments?
I'll second that.
All right. And with nothing else, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mr. Ellick?
Come on, Annie.
Aye.
And Mrs. Seguin?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations, President Karstoffen. Now we have another motion. I would like to ask for a nomination for the office of vice president. Do I have a nomination?
I would like to make a motion that to nominate Jim Bax as vice president.
I have a motion by board member Karstoffen to nominate Jim Bax as vice president of the board. Do I have a second?
Second.
We'll say second by Elaine Sequin. And as far as comments and discussion, I will say this. I think Jim will be a great vice president. Congratulations, Jim. Any other comments or discussion?
Can we limit his gavel to about 2 minutes at a time?
Okay, with that said, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Karstoffen?
Aye.
Mrs. Seguin?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Ellick?
Aye.
And Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Motion carries. And my last job here is assumption of the chair. So Mr. Bax, I'd like to ask you to please move over to this very comfy and cozy vice president chair and make yourself at home. And now that Mr. Bax is comfortable as the vice president,
I'm good.
ask our new president, Annie Karstoffen, move over to this nice, comfortable president's chair. And here is the gavel. And you have assumed the chairs and you're off and running. Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Ellick. Thank you so much. And thank you to my fellow board members. I'm extremely nervous, so bear with me. My nerves will go away by July. Okay, I promise you. Okay. Item number F tonight is Board of Education items. First, item 1 is Robert Rules of Order. Recommended action to adopt the Robert Rules of Order. Note, in order that each Board of Education meeting be orderly and well managed, the Elyria Board of Education annually adopts the Roberts Rules of Order. The Roberts Rules of Order serve as the guidelines for all board meetings, whether they are work sessions, business meetings, or special meetings. 2, well, 2 is the organizational meeting and regular meeting agenda. That's for today. And then 3 is the regular board meeting dates. Regular board meeting dates. To establish the regular board meeting dates on the first and third Wednesday of the month, except where noted unless changed by formal action for this board, and that's in enclosure F3. 4 is student teachers. To approve the resolution to authorize the superintendent or designee to approve agreements with universities and colleges to place student teachers and field experienced students in the Elyria City School District. Be it resolved that the authority is given to the superintendent or designee to approve agreements with universities and colleges to place student teachers and field experienced students in the Elyria City School Districts during the calendar year of 2021. Number 5 is reading of the minutes. I'm supposed to keep going, right, Joy? Keep going?
Yes.
Okay. To approve the resolution waiving the reading of the minutes, be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Elyria School District, that the authority be given to waive the formal reading of the minutes of prior meetings at a regular Board of Education meeting during the calendar year of 2021. Number 6 is Board Service Fund. To authorize the treasurer to establish the board service funds in the general fund in the amount of $10,000. And this is in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, states not to exceed $2 per student or $20,000, whichever is greater. This is for the purchase of paying expenses of the Board of Education for the calendar year of 2021. Number 7 is appointment of law firms. To approve the appointment of the following law firms to represent the Elyria Board of Education and its administration in matters deemed appropriate for the legal services during the calendar year of 2021, as listed below. Number 8, public records training. To approve the treasurer as the board's designee for public records training on behalf of all board meetings according to the Ohio Revised Code 109.43B and 109.43E and 1. And number 9, the Board of Education committees and board assignments. To approve the appointment of the Board of Education members for the following committees and board assignments. Urban Commission, Annie Karstoffen. OSBA Legislative Liaisons is Michael Gephardt. OSBA Student Achievement Liaison is Greg Ellick. Lorraine County JVS Board Member Annie Karstoffen. Self-Insurance Committee and Wellness Committee is Elaine Seguin. Endowment Board is Jim Bax. Early College Representative is Michael Gephardt. And number 10 is, I would like a motion to approve the Board of Education item. I'm sorry?
There were just a couple more on the committees.
Oh, yes, okay, I see them. Yes,
Okay.
yes, okay. Thank you. Facilities Master Plans Committee is Greg Ellick and Jim Bax. And Policies Committee is Jim Bax. And Audit Committee is Elaine Seguin. Okay, now, number 10, thank you. Number 10 is the motion for the board to approve the Board of Education items as presented. May I please have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Greg Ellick, and I have a second by Mike Gephardt. Any
I
questions?
would like to say something about the board meeting dates. If
Okay.
you notice, we have them all as Zoom meetings between now and the end of July. When we decide to change that, we'll just send out a notice that does change that. But until then, we'll be at Zoom meetings.
Okay. Are there any other comments or any other questions regarding any items that I've read?
No,
If
it's
not,
fine.
Madam Treasurer, I'm sorry, did I hear one?
Nope.
If not, Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Relic,
Yes.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mrs. Segwin,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries.
Hey, just for the record, Joy, I never heard my name.
Okay, yours was first.
Oh, well, I didn't say
Yeah.
I, but somebody else said I. I,
Okay, so
because
Make the
I couldn't
motion.
hear you.
did you make the motion?
I did.
Okay. So, and I've also got a yes vote for you.
Yeah, okay. Sounds
And
good.
everyone else was yes, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Under G, Madam Treasurer, do we have any presentations tonight?
No, we don't.
Okay, thank you. Visitors' comments. Do we have any visitors signed up?
No.
Okay, thank you. Under I, meeting minutes. The minutes have been posted. Could I please have a motion to accept the minutes?
Move to approve the minutes.
That's Jim Betts. Could I have a second?
Second,
And that is Greg Ellick. Any questions or comments? No. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mr. Elick,
aye.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
Mrs. Segwin,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye. Thank you. The minute stands. At this time, we will have J, Treasurer action items.
Thank you, President Karstafen. My first item is the standard mileage rate. We adopt the IRS rate. If it changes through the year, it also changes for us. Number 2 is advances, and this is to authorize.
Joy, I'm gonna, when you turn down, we can't hear you. When you
Okay.
turn your head to read, yeah.
That makes it a little difficult. All right.
We try.
So, but thank you. Thank you. The advances for the 2021 calendar year from the county auditor, I'm asking for approval for those. Number 3 is approval for to authorize me or a designee to act as the agent for the board to file and sign real estate tax complaints. Number 4 is to accept the donations. We received one donation from the Women of Faith, Community of Faith, United Church of Christ, the OSBA Services Agreement, and those are all the items that I have this evening.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer. Could I please have a motion to accept the treasurer action items?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Elaine and second by Mike Gephardt. Any questions or comments? None. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Segwin,
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mr. Elick,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye. Motion stands. Treasurer other items. Treasurer other.
Yes, the last item that I have is the tax budget, and I'm asking you to approve the tax budget for the year 2021 through 2022 so that I can forward it to the County Budget Commission for their consideration by January 20th. You have all received the tax budget. Hang on a second, let me get it in front of me so you can hear me. Okay. And the tax budget is a very routine thing. It happens before the 15th of January each year. It's required by the Ohio Revised Code. Each county in the state of Ohio has the right or the ability to have whatever form that they would like to have. The one that you received from me is, of course, the one from the Lorain County Auditor's Office. And it starts with an estimated cash balance. It adds estimated taxes, the state foundation, and any other receipts, and deducts the estimated expenditures and shows a remaining balance. All these numbers align for the general fund with the 5-year forecast. And the purpose of the tax budget is to start the budgetary cycle for fiscal year 22, which actually starts July 1st of 2021. The county will set the tax rates. It provides the basis and shows the need for the collection of taxes. And again, this is for the year starting July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. The county collects taxes. This is just to complicate things, I think, but the county collects taxes on a calendar year. And this tax budget is, of course, based on our fiscal year. Not all funds receive tax dollars. The ones that do are general fund, of course, for our operating. We have debt service, and that's the money we collect to pay down the bonds that were purchased for the school buildings, the buildings of the schools. And we also have the $500,000 that we were required to pass for permanent improvement for the new buildings, for upkeep of the buildings. No other funds receive tax dollars. And as stated before, this tax budget gets the ball rolling on the budgetary process, and we'll receive the official certificate of estimated resources. Usually we receive it sometime in March. However, the county hasn't even received what the approval on the tax rates from the state yet. Everything's pretty much backed up because of COVID. So if we don't have the amended, or if we don't have the official certificate by March, I wouldn't be surprised. But
And Treasurer, is that $500,000 for all the buildings, or is that just from the high school still?
well, you passed the $500,000 when you passed the millage for the high school. At that point, the way OFCC runs is that if you've got, you have to have the $500,000. Now, that's a $500,000 for the district. If you only have one building that's OFCC, all that money has to go to that one. If you have 6 buildings that are OFCC, it gets spread out through them. So yes, it was the $500,000 passed for the high school at the time, but that also covers all of the OFCC buildings.
Oh, good. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you. Could I please have a motion by the board to approve the items recommended by the treasurers as presented?
So moved.
Moved by Greg. May I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gebhardt. Any other questions or comments? Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Elick,
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mrs. Seguin,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye, motion carries. L is treasurer report. Do you have a report for us?
No, I don't, not this evening.
No. M, OFCC or OSFC report?
There's no
No.
report there either.
Okay. N is superintendent action items.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
And first of all, to approve the 2021 officers and trustee members for the Elyria Endowment Board. The president will be Joel Sinninger, Vice President Chad Snyder, Secretary Leanne Latte, and Treasurer Mr. Jim Bax. And then the Board of Trustees for 20 through 23, Leanne Latte, Mandy Lessner, Chad Schneider, Nancy Smith, and Patty Steitler. Also then to approve the payment of the following stipends listed below. And that concludes my action items.
Thank you. May I have a motion by a board member to approve the action item recommended by the superintendent as presented?
So
Move
moved.
to approve.
I have a motion by Elaine Seguin. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jim Bax.
Yes.
Any questions, comments? None. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Seguin,
Aye.
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mr. Elick,
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. Do I have any superintendent other?
I do, but I have it oh no, I'm sorry. I do not have any superintendent other at this time.
P, personnel
But I do-
action items? Okay.
I do have personnel action items. Thank you. Sorry about that. First of all, to approve the unpaid leave of absence of the following certified staff members as detailed below. To approve the athletic supplemental contracts of the following certified, classified, and non-district employees as detailed below. These are mostly our spring supplementals. To approve the following district and non-district game workers for athletic services as detailed below. To approve the unpaid leave of absence for the following classified staff as detailed below. To approve a one-year limited contract to the following classified staff member as detailed below. And that concludes my personnel action items.
Alrighty, may I thank you, Madam Superintendent. May I please have a motion by the board to approve the personnel actions recommended by the superintendent as presented? May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Gebhardt, may I please have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bax, any questions or comments?
She's the one that takes over for.
No questions or comments? Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mr. Elick,
Aye.
Mrs. Seguin,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye, thank you. Motion carries. Q, other personnel items recommendations or by the superintendent?
No, I don't have any of those recommendations for tonight, but I do have a report tonight.
Okay.
Just a short one.
Superintendent report. Thank you.
Okay, first and foremost, most popular thing today was our pink cookie pop-up. We've been getting a lot of requests for pink cookies, and with the students not in the buildings, we, Mr. Kokai and Kyle from Aramark decided to start a pop-up. So we all had our pink shirts on today, and we sold 80 dozen in about a half an hour.
Wow.
So there'll be another one next week. So wait for the pop-ups. We're having fun with it and announcing it, and it's a little bit of fun in a time that's not been a lot of fun. So next, a reminder: this weekend is I think our third annual Pioneer Classic for robotics. There will not be allowed any spectators, but there will be a link to stream it. So if you'd like to see that, that'll probably be on social media and sent out on the district page. Also, a lot of our athletics, our winter sports are underway, and just wanted to give a shout out to our basketball. They're undefeated as of right now, which is exciting. But just wanted to say all of our supplemental extracurriculars, athletics, they're doing a great job of practicing and meeting safely. And I think it's so important that they get a chance to still have these activities. And then lastly, you will have a newsletter coming out by this Friday that will talk about things we're working on coming up. Right now, we're just watching, I just want to say we're watching the COVID data. We're looking at the staffing issues that are going on, and hopefully things will work out by January 26th, but just know we're keeping our eyes out and we'll be communicating regularly. And that's all I have, Madam President.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sure.
The pop-up pink cookie thing, how do we find out about this?
Well, if you follow the Elyria City Schools Facebook or Twitter, and we can even put it on our webpage, we announce the date and then we'll tell you a time. Like today at noon, we said it's at Prospect School. So they had 2 hours to find a way to get over to Prospect School. What we're going to do is we're going to do a morning one and an evening one also, so that everybody gets a chance depending on their work schedule. So we had it from 2 to 4 today, which it only lasted till 2:30. But
It only lasted a half hour?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
They could buy 2 dozen. So we had at least 40 cars.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
But we may have to increase the dozen, so we're going to keep an eye on it. But they're $10 a dozen, and any proceeds from that over the cost goes to the emergency fund for students that we use to, when parents are in need and things, we help families out. So it's a great opportunity for us to help and get those pink cookies out.
Great.
Cool.
Thank you. Item number S is Board of Education. Number 1 is board meetings. January 6, 2021, organizational and regular meeting. And then number 2 is sale of property. Recommendation: to accept the bid of $400,000 made by FGFF Rafi International, Inc. for the purchase and sale of the real property located at 700 Gulf Road, Elyria, Ohio, known as Northwood Middle School, and the personal property associated with it, and to direct the president and treasurer to execute the purchase agreement for said purchase and sale, and to take any other actions necessary to complete the transaction. May I have a motion by a board member to approve the Board of Education items as presented?
Move to approve the sale.
And that's by Mr. Bax. May I have a second?
I'll second.
That's by Elaine. Do I have any questions or comments?
I do have a comment, Madam President.
Yes.
As that is stated, we currently have a motion for the sale of $400,000. I just like to remember that the records show that we received $750,000 of abatement demo dollars here. So I kind of look at it that in total, we're receiving $1,150,000. So don't forget, we did receive the money from the state of $750,000, and this sale will be for $400,000. So for the record, I think that at the end of the day, we've done very well on this property.
Thank you, Mr. Ellick.
Sure.
Any other comments? None. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mrs. Seguin?
Aye.
Mr. Ellick?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye. Motion carries.
Congratulations.
I've
She's
got her muted.
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Thank you.
Sorry, Madam President.
You're fine, no problem. Okay. Do we have an executive session, Mr. Lane?
No, we do not.
No. Okay, thank you very much. Bada boom, bada boom. Okay, you is an adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Greg, you've been waiting to do that for 2 years.
I couldn't wait to say that one.
I have a motion by Mr. Ellick. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Gebhardt. I guess you'll have competition with that one now. Madam Treasurer, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Ellick,
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt,
Aye.
Mr. Bax,
Yes.
Mrs. Segwin,
Aye.
and Ms. Karstafen.
Aye. You are now adjourned. Thank you.
Good job,
Right.
Annie.
Um,
Oh.